This is going to be the least dirty portion of the evening, I assure you. That, it'll be hard to believe, but by looking at me, but I'm a nerd. And I concluded, being a nerd, that I noticed a few things that not a lot of people notice. And the main thing is that the penguin works for Jiffy Cat. I know a lot of you are very confused by this. But I called up the other day, and I heard this. Literally what I heard. Round. Car 44. Ran ductwork. Ran Jiffy Cat. And is it just me, or does he always sound like I just woke him up? Could be worse. Could be very worse. Who has seen The Dark Knight Rises? Who? No one. Two people. Good. Awesome. Could be worse. Bane could work at Jiffy Cat. That would be scary. Call up. Jiffy Cat. When the cab arrives, you have my permission to leave. Yeah, you won't get that in there. Yeah, scratch that out. Speaking of my mother, at one point in my life, my mother thought that I would probably have to take the special classes because of things I said when I was a kid. For instance, I was about 11, 12 years old, and I asked my mother one day, I said, why is the guy in the news so concerned about the young people who live in Asia? My mother looked at me and she said, what do you mean? Well, he keeps talking about euthanasia and how bad it is. I don't, there's youth here. Problem with euthanasia? I mean, so then she told me what euthanasia was, and she said it's about people dying, and I was like, they're killing the kids in Asia. They're bad, but that seems a bit drastic to me. How many people here are on Facebook? Again, the same two people. Everybody's on Facebook. So we can all agree on this, that Facebook needs to get a dislike button. Thank you. Because without the dislike button, we all seem like heartless, horrible people. You'll go on Facebook and you'll see a post that says, had to put the family dog down after 9 great years, frowny face. Like. Had to rush Nan to the hospital at 3 a.m. Prayers needed. 8 likes. Share post. And someone always comments LOL because they think it means lots of love. My mom thought LOL meant lots of love. I texted her one day to tell her that my 6-year relationship had ended, and she responded with LOL. So I called because I knew she had no idea. And I was like, Mom, I know you didn't like her, but LOL? And she was like, well, honey, that means lots of love. No, Mom, that means laugh out loud. Oh, shit. I have to call your dad. He's at the hospital with your grandmother. And my mom. Okay, the term metrosexual. Everyone know what metrosexual means? I'll ask you guys, because you guys probably know everything. Metrosexual. Everyone knows what metrosexual means. My mom did not know what this meant. And she said, while in the middle of a conversation, metrosexual. Is that someone who has sex with metro buses in public? So I told her yes. It was the easiest thing to do. I like that she added in public. As if I told my mother that a metrosexual was someone who had sex in the privacy of their own home with a bus. My mom would be okay with this. But in public, that was too much for my mother. I talk about my mom a lot. My mom says, why do you keep saying things about me on stage? And I said, because you keep saying dumb things. I can't help it. When I was younger and we were on vacation once, this was around the time that the schools were all integrating and coming together, and they were going to take the religion out of the schools. My dad's a minister, so And he wasn't too keen with this, so he wanted to go on open line and talk about it. And so my mom said, okay, but tell me what you're going to say ahead of time so you don't get on the radio and get emotional and say something you regret. So he told her. This tells you how old this story is. My dad went to go use a payphone. And so he's on the phone with open line. My mom comes running up to the payphone out of nowhere, banging on the window. Ralph, got the phone. Ralph, got the phone. My dad says, go away. Go away. Ralph, there's a guy on the radio right now saying the same things you were going to say. My dad loves that joke only because it makes fun of my mom. But my dad does not get off either because he says stupid things too. I was with my dad and my brother-in-law one time, and we were at a grocery store, and my brother-in-law and me were waiting in the car. My dad ran inside to get a couple of things. And it was taking him longer than we thought it would. And so while I was sitting in the car, it was a beautiful sunny day. I heard people around walking the dog, talking, whistling and stuff. So I didn't think anything of it. Dad finally comes back and gets into the car. And my brother-in-law says, what took you so long? And my dad says, I couldn't find the car. Didn't you hear me whistling? To which I said, yes. We heard the noise. The sound of whistling was heard. Seeing as we are not Lassie, we decided not to drive to the sound of the whistling. And to this day, this happened about 7 months ago. To this day, my dad still does not understand why we did not go to him. Dad's like, I whistled. You should come to me. I said, Dad, we are not animals. As much as you would like to think we are animals, we are not animals. I forgot what I was going to end with, so I'm going to go now. Very short.